this is part 2 of the murder of the Haitian presidents and what's really going on. There's some new information that's coming through, as I said in the first time of my reporting on this. Now, this is my breaking story, because now the truth is coming out. A day after I made the video telling the truth. Let's go into it, family. I think it's time for us to go into it. Let's get into it, family. Okay, Haiti is the only country in the Western Hemisphere without the vaccine. Kind of ironic, isn't it? The only country in the West without a vaccine. Let's talk about that. Let's get into it, though. I just want to go straight to it. I want to show you what we got. Let me get down here. I think it's up here somewhere. We're going to start with this video.
Now to Haiti, where police say they have arrested one of the masterminds behind the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. Moïse was gunned down at his home last week. Officials suspect that the arrested man wanted to oust the president and take over himself as head of the country.
Police have identified the suspect as a Haitian national. Other reports say that the man was a U.S. resident. He arrived in Haiti on a private plane to fulfill political objectives. He had had contact with a private security company to recruit some of the people who committed this act. Police had already arrested a number of Haitians and Colombians suspected of being part of the assassination unit responsible for last week's killing of President Jovenel Moïse. But many questions remain. When did they leave Colombia? Who paid for their plane tickets? With whom were they in communication? What is the source of their funding? Who paid them? A team of US agents arrived in Haiti on Sunday, meeting with central members of Haiti's government.
Merci. Communauté internationale.
I thank the international community, especially the United States, who offered their assistance in the investigation. Church leaders on Sunday asked for calm and told people to remain strong. The assassination of the president has created a power vacuum and sowed confusion over who is Haiti's legitimate leader. Politicians are fighting amongst themselves. Each one is claiming power. The country's had a leadership problem since 1804. Our leaders never think of the people. They always just use the people to defend their own interests. Haiti was in bad shape before the president's assassination. It's plagued by gang violence and corruption. And Haitians live in crushing poverty. Quiet streets in the capital Port-au-Prince on Sunday, a contrast to the ongoing political turmoil.
And for more, let's bring in Ann Beauchot.
We don't want to listen to no Mzungu talk about our problem. We're going to keep going with this. I'm painting a picture here, family. If you watch part 1, you see where I'm going with this. You see what they just did. They don't know, but they found arrested a guy from Florida that's been a senator in the United States. But I'm gonna get to the truth here in a minute. We going on about our way right now. You know, we got to get to the truth.
Haiti is in crisis after the assassination of the country's president, Jovenel Moïse, last week. The country's interim prime minister and Senate president are now struggling for control as investigators search for the motive behind the attack. Haiti is asking the U.S. and UN to deploy troops in hopes of stabilizing the situation. The Biden administration said on Saturday that there are no plans to put boots on the ground there. Joining us now with more is Catherine.
Why do all these Mzungus get
It's been
to
painted as
speak? You know, and see, this is America's narrative. But let's get to some truth. I think it's some truth up here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I think it's some truth up here somewhere. Gunmen disguised as US DEA agents assassinated Haitian's president, ambassador says. Haitian President Jovenel Moïse has been assassinated and his wife wounded by a squad of unidentified gunmen during a raid on his private residence. The country's interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph announced the news in a statement on Wednesday. Mr. Moïse's wife, First Lady Martine Moïse, had been hospitalized, he said. You see this, but let's get to the truth. I'm gonna cut through the chase. I'm gonna cut through the chase because part one tells you exactly how I felt about it. So let's get to this. This is part two. Some truth finally coming out. The U.S. said, oh, we don't have nothing to do with it. It couldn't have been DEA agents. I got, right here. Haiti's asked for troops. Haiti's assassination falsely claims that the U.S. drug agents envoy to the U.S. says, see, everybody lying but the U.S. You know what I mean? But now the truth coming out. I want you to hear this. Because we know that in the COINTELPRO, they put these agents against our people in our neighborhood, and they create chaos after chaos after chaos, drama after drama after drama. And this is where we end up, family, with things like this. Now it's coming out 1 day later after I put out the truth.
Well, the latest on the ground is that police have issued wanted posters for 3 individuals. One is a convicted drug trafficker with ties to South Florida. The other one is a former senator, and the other one is a former government worker. So police said that they are dangerous and armed, and they are searching for them.
Do we have anything solid yet, or any good leads from your reporting on the motive for all of this?
No, we're still trying to figure out the motive, and we're still trying to put together the pieces. I mean, when you look at, for instance, Priscilla Sanon, the doctor who was arrested, the 3rd Haitian American in this case, when you see him on paper, he's filed for bankruptcy, he has $400,000 in debt, and Haitian officials have said this was a multi-million-dollar operation. So how does somebody who's deeply in debt can afford such an expensive, assassination?
And who specifically would want a group or a person to come in and take over a government that faces so many challenges, economic, social, and otherwise?
Well, the translators, the 2 Haitian Americans who turned themselves in, they said that the mission was not to kill the president, but it was to serve an arrest warrant on him, take him to the palace, and then install a new provisional president, which is supposed to have been Sanon. What happened? What went wrong? And were they indeed the shooters in this case? That's what we all want to know, and that's what we're working on.
So the question is whether this was a botched attempt to bring the president into custody, or whether one in such a group might have had his own ideas.
Well, no, Haitians are asking themselves whether or not these individuals were indeed the ones who assassinated the president, or was it a setup? I mean, that's what they're asking themselves. I've said to the police chief just days ago, listen, these guys are saying that they were not there to kill the president. They didn't kill the president. And he says, no, their mission was to kill the president. And on Sunday, he announced that their mission was to provide security. And at some point, that mission changed. When did it change? Why did it change? We want to know the answers to that. The
concern now, of course, is for calm across the country. Do you have a sense for where that's going?
I have to tell you, I've been here since day one. People were shocked, but every day life is starting to come back. But of course, we have to remember that this is a country that was dealing with so many problems. There's a COVID, surge that's going on. There's an armed gang. Haitians, they want answers, and they're trying to resume their lives. But tomorrow will be one since this happened, and we're just waiting to see what happens day by day.
Well, Jacqueline, I can't thank you enough for the reporting there on the ground. The best to you and your colleagues at the Miami Herald. Shepard Smith here.
You get it, people? Do you get it? The plan was to take the president into custody and implant this guy that lives in Florida. They used to work for the DEA. Do you understand? Do you understand? These people are wicked. President Trump wasn't lying. See, they paint a picture and they trick your mind and they get your mind. Once they have your mind, they have you. The ancestors won't let it happen. It's a new day, baby. The ocean on fire. And that's that hole that they're finna drop all of these wicked, evil entities in. It's time, family. It's time. You see, when you keep borrowing off their blood and borrowing off their blood, a debt gotta be paid. I said a debt gotta be paid. And there's no more darkness. Light is shining on everything right now. The light is shining on everything right now. Truth is power. And knowledge and wisdom is an asset. That's your sword. And your ancestor is your mighty arm and your force. All you have to do is be righteous, and it'll all miss you. But you got to deliver truth and not have a fear. The state of fear, that's not a God. Fear and God can't be in the same room. We God's people. Our ancestors giving us a spirit to praise and live righteous amongst the Most High's ultimate gift. And that's being made in its image. Let's follow truth, family. Let's follow truth. I want to go into something else right here. Right quick. I'm going to make this one a quick one. See if I got that one in here. No, I'm not going to even do that on this video. This is part 2 about the Haitian president. We're going to keep you updated on this part of the on this breaking story. And every time breaking news comes out, I want y'all to follow that rabbit hole that I put up there for you. I want y'all to follow it and see if old Rod wasn't right this time. You know what I'm saying? I haven't lied to you, family. Don't intend to. I don't intend to get involved in the YouTube shenanigans. I intend to deliver real journalism and truth. You will not see me befriending any evil entity to entertain an interview or likes or subscribers. If it's not righteous and it's not of truth, it will not be delivered from this channel. Now, in my mental, prove me wrong. If I'm wrong, hey, but it's already panning out the way that my heart is delivering it. I love y'all. I'll deliver y'all the facts always. Till next time, family. Till next time.